let's look at the next question. Ameeta spent 30% of her income on house rent and 60% of the rest on other expenses. If she saves 7560 every month, what is her monthly income? Now, this is a bit confusing question, so we'll try to understand this slowly. So, whatever she earns, 30% goes to house rent. So, for example, if this is what she earns, 30% has gone to house rent, 30% has gone to house rent. So, let me assume that the total what her earning is X. So, 30% of X, this is rent. Now, after she has paid rent, what is remaining? So, if I assume her total salary to be X and 30% she has spent on rent. So X minus 30% of X. You calculate this will be 70 upon 100x. So 70 upon 100x, this is the amount that remains. This is the amount that remains after she has paid the rent. Now you need to understand this because on the basis of this, the rest of the question would be done. Now 60% of the rest on other expenses. So this rest is this 70 upon 100x. Is this 70 upon 100x. So 60% of 70 upon 100x. This is other expenses. This is other expenses. And 40% of 70 upon 100x. This is what she will save. This is what she will save. And this 40% of 70 upon 100x, this is the amount which is equal to 7560. This is equal to 7560. So 40% of 70 upon 100x, this is the amount that will be equal to 7560. And therefore, you'll have to calculate the value of x, and when you calculate the value of x comes to be 27,000. See, I'll try to explain it again. So let us assume that this is the amount she earns. X is the amount she earns. Now, out of the money that she earns, this 30% is the rent. Fine. So how much money is left? The left is 70%. 70% of X. So this has gone. Forget about this. This has gone. Forget about this. We are remaining with 70% of X. What is 70% of X? So 70% of X is 70 upon 100x. Now just focus on this amount. Just focus on this amount. Just focus on this amount. Let me remove this also. And let me write this 70 upon 100x here. Yeah, so now we'll be focusing only on this 70 upon 100x. Let me change the color. So this is the amount that we will be focusing upon. Because this is amount which is left after she has paid the rent. Now 60% of the rest, that is 60% of this, 60% of this, 60% of this will go to expense. So 60% of 70 upon 100x. This will take care of other expenses. Now once this is done, this is the amount that she will be finally be able to save. This will be the amount that she finally will be able to save. Save. And what is this amount? This amount is 30% of 70 upon 100x. 30% of 70 upon 100x, and this will be equal to 7560. This will be equal to 7560. You calculate this amount comes to be 27,000. So I hope you are able to understand this. This is a tricky question. Let's move to the next question. Okay. So a garden has 60,000 trees, 12% are guava, 15% are orange, 10% are coconut, and rest are mango trees. Find the number of mango trees. This is an easy question. See, guava is 12%. This is one of the easy questions. So guava is 12%, orange is 15%, coconut is 10%. So you add all of these. So this will be 37%. So what is left is mango trees. So mango trees would be 100 minus 37. This would be 63%. Now the number of total trees is 50,000. So if you want the how many mango trees are there? Mango trees would be 63% of 50,000. 63% of 50,000, that comes to be 31,500. This is an easy question. You won't face any difficulty. Let's move to the next question. Question number 17. In a class of 35 students, 60% are interested in maths. How many students are not interested in maths? Again, this is one of the easy questions, not much difficult. So math is 60%, so not interested would be 40%. So 40% of 35, that is the total students, would be the students who are not interested. So the answer would be 14. Pretty simple question. Okay. Next. Question number 18. If cricket team won 60% of the matches they played, if they had lost 24 matches, find the total number of matches played by them. What fraction of the matches have they lost? Okay. So they have won 60%. So they would have lost 40%. So let us assume that the total number of matches they played was X. So 40% of X is equal to 24. You solve for X, you find the total number of matches they have played. And then you find the fraction of lost also. So again, an easy question, not very tough. Question number 18. So 1 is 60%, lost is 40%. Total number of matches Vx. So 40% of X is 24. You calculate the value of X. X is 60. So the total number of matches they have played are 60. So now, if you want to find the fraction, I've found the percentage and then converted to fraction. You can directly convert to fraction also, not an issue. So this will be 24 upon 60. You calculate the value, that will be equal to 2 upon 5. That will be the final answer. Again, a simple question, not very difficult. After spending 85% of the money he had with him, Mr. Sharma had 810 left with him. What was the amount he had originally? So again, what he had originally, let us assume it to be X. Now he has spent 85%, so he would have saved 15%. So 15% of X would be equal to 810. So you solve for X and then you find the value of X. Question number 19. 85% left is 15%, so 50% of X is 810. So calculate the value of X, that will be equal to 5400. These are one of the easy questions. Actually, in the middle there were some tough questions. I think, let us say, from question number 5th to I must say question number 15. These were tough questions. But after that, he has given some easy questions. Actually, easy questions should be given initially, but whatever is the case. Question number 20. 50% traveled by air, 35% by train, 10% by bus, remaining by taxi. So let's note it down. So 50% by air, 35% by train, bus is 10%, taxi. So if you add these 85 plus 10, 95%, so taxi would be 5%. And the total distance that he travels is X. So 5% of X, because he has given the taxi distance, which is 144 kilometer. So this 5 upon 100 X is equal to 144. You calculate for the value of X, which is 2880 kilometers. And then finally you have to find the value of air, train and bus. That can be calculated by the percentage. 50% of 2880, 35% of 2880, 10% of 2880. That is very simple to calculate. And let's move to the next question. Question number 21. 21 is a bit interesting question, and let's start question number 21.